Back and better than ever, it is the Trying to Be Grown podcast. I am your host, Damani Carter, with my esteemed co-host, Mr. Byron Keaton. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us today. Byron, how you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. You know, just another day, another week.
You recently crossed into the ranks of the 24-year-old people, is that right?
Man,
Recently had a birthday?
Yeah, I'm a grown man now. Real grown man, 24, almost at 25. We starting to push 30 low-key. We pushing 30, bro.
I think about the fact that we're as close to 30 as we are to 18, and that's kind of weird, but I don't think we pushing 30.
We pushing 30, bro.
Appreciate y'all for rocking with us wherever you listening or watching, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you at. We greatly appreciate it.
They can't watch on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
I said whether you're listening or watching.
I ain't hear the listening part. I ain't hear the listening part.
You don't hear a lot. Maybe you are getting old.
Hey, man, maybe. Mature is what you're supposed to call it.
But anyway, speaking of maturity, you got a new vocation to tell people about? You got a new occupation? Is that right?
What do you mean, man? What you mean, man?
No, you know exactly what I mean.
I don't know
you got
what
a big boy job. You got a big boy job. You're not going to tell the people about you?
Sure, man. Yeah, so I took a job at Quattlebaum Grooms and Toll in Little Rock. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay, got to get your pronunciation right, but you moving to the Rock. You built for that?
Why wouldn't I be built for the Rock?
I don't know. You seem more like a. I know you're not from here, but you strike me as more of a Fayetteville guy than a Little Rock guy.
So when you see me, you see like yourself or something?
No, it's not that.
You're a Fayetteville guy, clearly.
I mean,
what you mean?
I'm from here, but it's not like
you a Fayetteville.
I'm saying that
people think of Fayetteville, they think of Damani.
No, definitely don't think of me. You got to think about like all of the people that
I'm not
are
talking
much
about
more notable.
related.
No, I'm just talking about like people that are much more notable. You think about the Tyson family. You think about the Waltons.
No, they don't even think about them no more.
And I guess that's Northwest Arkansas.
They think of the Carter family, Damani Carter, when they think Fayetteville.
But my family has only been here since the 90s, though. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all done took it over.
Nah, I don't think that's like not even the 90s. We've been here since the 2000s.
I
was born in the 90s, but
feel like if we go in Fayetteville High School, y'all locker room or something, everybody gonna know who you are.
I don't know. I mean,
we walk in the hallways.
5 years removed.
We walk in the hallways. Teacher, is that Damani Carter?
They're gonna be like, is that the one that played with Dre and CJ?
They're not gonna talk about your academics.
I mean, I'm on that national achievement wall or whatever.
Ooh, so see, you hung up everywhere.
It wasn't that big a deal then, and I just don't think it'd be that big a deal now.
I don't know, bro. National achievement?
No. Apologies if I sound a little nasal. I assure you, it's not the bad stuff, not COVID. Pollen is beating me up right about now. So I'm in a fight of my life with.
I got allergies. How I'm doing well, doing good, better than ever.
Well, it's just that your nasal cavity is built for
your nose
fighting.
is bigger though.
I know, but I'm saying your nasal cavity is built for fighting. It's got like a boxing glove look to it, so that's why
I disagree.
That's why you fighting away pollen.
I disagree.
Okay.
I just know how to conduct myself. How you 24 years old and still got allergies? Grow up.
I figured it had gotten worse as I got older.
No, we're supposed to grow up. We're supposed to grow past it.
We can cross into something substantive. I don't have to. What did you want to talk about first?
We got to talk about the GOAT of acting, a.k.a. Will Smith, the person that can do it all.
So I was watching Training Day. It's a seminal piece. Now. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's a seminal piece if you're talking about just great action movies, great cop movies, whatever category you want to put it in.
So wait. Let's hear your reenactment of your go-to line, the one that you do all the time.
That. Nope.
Let's hear about Pelican Bay.
I can't do an impression when I'm nasal.
Come on, let's go ahead.
I can't do an impression when I'm nasal.
You made me rap on here.
I know.
You've made me act on here.
But I've never made you do it. I have never made you do it when you were in a bad state and you didn't have it.
We do it next week.
I'm happy to do it. I've asked you if I should do impressions on this show.
So you would do the Pelican Bay one next week. Is that what you're saying?
I'll do several. I mean, the Pelican Bay was not even one of my best, but I think I do great impressions of other people.
I just need an agreement of saying yes. I will do the exact.
Sure, man. I'll do it.
Okay, we'll do it next week then.
That's fine. But anyways, I don't understand how you're in the minority on this opinion.
That's fine.
This is not even really a hot take because I think Will Smith is a great actor, but
exceptional actor. Don't even.
Okay,
don't even just stop.
He's an exceptional actor, but Denzel.
He's a great actor. I'm not gonna hate on him. He does what he's supposed to do. But if you think about it, he just plays the same role over and over.
Not true.
It may be a slight variation, but it's all these serious roles. He doesn't have the range.
He played a coked out pilot in Flight. What are you talking about?
That's a serious role.
Okay, so saying
look, wait. We got Independence Day. We got Concussion. Pursuit of Happiness. I know that one hit you in your soul. I know it did.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
When he walked out there, he finally got the job that he'd been working for. That whole entire movie. Mm-hmm. Walking through all them people. I thought he was about to do a little LeBron thing.
But I just don't understand how you put Will Smith.
But then you look at the range from that to movies like Hitch. You see TV shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That was his.
The man has range.
That was the first thing he ever did, man.
He has range like no other.
Just think about Will Smith as a comedic actor, right?
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing? No, he's good. As
Bad Boys 1?
He's good as
Bad
a
Boys
comedic
2?
actor. I'm saying he's good as a comedic actor, Byron. But if you're talking about the people that actually like just live in that arena, he's not amongst the elite.
I disagree. But what are you basing yours on?
So Will Smith and Chris Tucker are similar degrees of funny and acting wise. Will Smith and Mike Epps are similar degrees of funny acting wise. I'm not even a huge proponent, but Will Smith and Kevin Hart are in the same category.
No, see, we're not gonna do that. Kevin Hart funny, but he not Will Smith funny movie wise.
Okay, that's it. I mean, you're done. That's completely.
He be having some corny stuff, bro.
That's torched your credibility, and I agree with you there.
Kevin Hart be having some. That's why I'm saying I'm not putting him in that Will Smith. Level.
Kevin Hart can pack an arena just by standing on the stage telling jokes.
Okay, wait.
No, you wait. You didn't even let me get.
Go
the
ahead,
full,
man.
You didn't even let me get the
Go
full
ahead,
point
go ahead, man.
And looking at how he transitions that to acting. You're ridiculous. How can you not say that? That's
I'm not saying he's not a great stand-up comedian.
That's his entire acting career is him being funny, Byron. That's it.
I'm just saying.
Kevin Hart has not played
acting wise, like actually like in movies, TV shows, stuff like that. I don't know if I can give him put him in the same category as Will Smith, acting wise. I just think Will Smith is a funnier
comedy.
Actor.
Okay, yeah, but that's just I don't understand how you do that. I don't understand how you do that. It's something different to say, all right, Kevin Hart was corny in this one.
Yeah, he be corny in a couple movies.
Yes.
And I'm a Kevin Hart fan.
And I agree with you there. But if you're talking about him as a comedic actor next to Will Smith, no.
I just think Will Smith he's in a different stratosphere as everybody else.
Will Smith carried a television show.
Name one bad Will Smith movie. I can't name one.
I can't name one bad Denzel movie.
Whole bunch, bro.
Name one.
You know, I'm gonna be watching Denzel movies. They don't be that good.
Oh, okay. So you can't name any of them. You know enough to have an opinion.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
I'm not even gonna waste my time looking at Will Smith movies because I like Will Smith movies. I think Will Smith is a great actor. I just don't think he's in.
Equalizer 2, terrible movie.
Stop.
The second one was terrible, bro.
Stop. No.
You down on that hill?
Yes, without a doubt.
How's that a good movie, man?
I wouldn't even consider that elite in terms of like.
I know this is the bad movies.
Project. But if you're saying The Equalizer 2 is a bad movie, no,
it's a good movie, bro.
I didn't love Fences, but I think Denzel acts his butt off in it, and I think that his acting performance really carries it. John Q, come on, dog.
23% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't understand melanated movies. Boys in the Hood has like a. I don't want to say.
Bone Collector is not a good movie.
I've never seen Bone Collector. I'll be honest.
It popped up. I can't remember. I think I may have been with my parents. It was on TV. Terrible movie.
I don't know if I agree with you there because
you hadn't seen it, but you
said the same thing about The Equalizer 2. I've seen The Equalizer and The Equalizer 2.
I don't like Equalizer 2. You can't name a bad Will Smith movie. We got Hitch. Amazing. I still watch that to this day. Concussion. Oh, you got the one Earth. It's all right. I think it's called Earth with his son.
I ain't never seen
that one's so. But Will Smith, he does what he's supposed to do, bro. He does what he's supposed to do. Pelham 1, 2, 3. That movie was so average. That was just, I don't know, bro. I think I got to give it to Will Smith. And if you gave me some good reasons of why you think Denzel was better, maybe I would change my opinion on it. But I just haven't gotten that from you.
Look at the classics in terms not.
We got
just
classics
the
with Will
amount.
Smith.
No, the amount of just pure. Not even. I don't even know how to. I wouldn't even define them as all classics, but just hard hitting blockbuster movies that Denzel Washington has been in, and you can't compare it. You can't compare it.
Let's try.
Look.
No, we trying to look on here.
No, look what you're looking at right now.
Yeah.
Just look what you're looking at right now. You scrolled past.
Much ado about nothing.
Malcolm X. You scrolled past Malcolm X to get to Much Ado About Nothing. Are you comparing Malcolm X and Concussion?
Action wise.
All right. That's what I'm saying. Those points.
Wait,
those points completely illustrate.
Wait. Pause.
You have your way of viewing things. But if you think that Malcolm X and Concussion are on the same level, then we can't talk. Buddy.
Acting wise, we are talking about who is the better actor, not which is the better movie. Is that what we're doing, Damani? Or are we talking about what's the better movie?
If we talk about who's the better actor, then I'm definitely going.
Now, okay, we're talking about acting in the movie.
Okay.
Concussion. Will Smith was a better actor than Denzel was in Malcolm X.
Are you? You know what type of range you have to play Malcolm X?
Oh, so now you want to talk about range?
No, I'm talking about just emotional range. I'm talking about the ability to convey a wide variety of things. To take on the character of Benedict Amalu the way that Will Smith did, great, very great. But if you're talking about like playing Malcolm X from his earliest days to the last days when like right before he died, that's almost a completely different person. So I'm saying like the ability to do that and convey those ideas over the course of like a man's life, and you're trying to compare it to somebody playing a very, very notable doctor that it's like I said, both great performances. But if you're giving me one or the other, it's got to be Malcolm.
Don't forget about Ali.
I'm not forgetting about.
Don't forget about Ali. I almost forgot about it.
I'm not forgetting about Ali.
Hey, bro, this man got some range. From Men in Black to Bad Boys, Independence Day, Enemy of the State.
I'm not denying that he has range, but I'm just talking about
this man the best to ever do it.
No.
Is Will Smith in your top 3?
I'm sure.
I mean, he better be in the top 2.
I haven't compiled my list of top actors. I just know that I'd prefer.
You probably like Tom Hanks over Will Smith.
No. I know that I like Denzel in the greatest actors ever conversation over Will Smith.
And I disagree on that.
And you've just proven that you don't have much of a ground.
I do. I've told you that Concussion. He actually acted better in Concussion. I won't say Percussion. I used to be on the drums back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen Malcolm X?
Yeah.
Really? Can you name me anything that happens in the movie?
Can't.
Nothing that happens whatsoever.
I can't tell you what happened in Men in Black.
Huh.
I'm really not good at remembering like what happened in the movie.
Interesting, but you remember enough to make that distinction that he acted better.
The reason why I said that because I've never seen any acting better than Concussion.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember after watching Concussion.
I was making sure because
I can't remember what happened in Concussion.
Because you can't tell me anything that happened in it.
Correct.
You have no recollection of anything that happened in the movie, but you remember that you saw it and that the acting wasn't better.
It wasn't better than Concussion.
Okay.
Correct.
Y'all see what I'm dealing with? Y'all see what I'm dealing with? Y'all hear what I'm dealing with?
Do you remember what happened in Concussion?
Is this on?
Do you remember what happened in Concussion?
Yes.
What happened?
I couldn't even tell you the guy's name.
No.
See, Center that played for the Steelers, R.I.P. But his brain slowly started to deteriorate. They depict this in the movie, and the eventual scene where he passes. We'll just say. Dr. Malu was put on the case. They want to go ahead and put it to bed. They want to just go ahead.
Wait a second. You're not gonna give people a spoiler alert just in case they haven't seen the movie?
This is one of the first scenes in it. It's got to be in the trailer somewhere. I'm talking about one of the first scenes. No, don't try to put me on the spot and then get mad because I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, I don't know movies. I'm not gonna. I watch them.
Then why do you have this? Why do you have all these opinions that are so loud and you just don't have no backing for them?
I watch them. I take them in then. And then I make I develop my opinion right then. Like, okay, this is the best I've ever seen. Or this is so-so.
Do you see how that's a bad thing to do?
Yeah.
You see how if you just categorize them that way and you forget them afterwards, then that means every day you're reinventing the wheel in terms of trying to make like
then I have to rank it. I'm like, have I seen anything better than this? Nope.
But if you don't have like a working memory of the things that you've seen before, how are you going to rank them, Byron? That don't make no sense.
There's very few scenes I remember from movies. I remember the Pursuit of Happiness one, where he was walking out.
Then
I remember when he was telling his little son
how are you going to rank them? Then how are you going to rank them?
Because I've seen the movies.
Okay, well, if you was a scout, and every day you forgot every player that you had seen before.
But if I say this is the best player I've ever seen, I know that that's the best
How
player
are you going to know that if you forget everything that you'd have seen before?
Because I haven't seen anything like that before.
Do you hear yourself and how you're not making no sense?
Hey, man. I'm telling you how it is.
What's the name of the firm? What's the name of your firm?
Why?
I'm just wondering. I need to...
Trying to be all nosy.
Now I need to send an email to somebody. Warn them about you.
Hey, man. Concussion, Pursuit of Happiness. What's my number 3? We can go either I Am Legend or Independence Day. This man had a whole time. Wait, we got to talk about that in I Am Legend. He basically acted against himself the whole entire movie. Until the very end, until the woman came in. It was just a movie about him acting. When has Denzel ever done that?
That specifically?
Yeah.
Never.
This is just like you...
Okay, when has Will Smith ever played a coked out pilot? Never. Okay,
all the time.
That's easy.
Hancock.
It's easy. No.
He just wasn't a pilot.
And there was no coke in the movie.
He was acting like he was on something.
No, he wasn't.
At the beginning?
Can you not delineate somebody that's we'll put it this way, somebody that's friendly with beverages and somebody that's...
What's the difference between those two?
In terms of action?
They seem like they were both out of it.
One is a depressant, and one is something that's going to take you the other direction.
Supposedly.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. you don't know what you be talking about, but you just want to be loud.
This is just like when you were talking about J. Cole saying he's the only person to ever go platinum with no features. That's basically what he did in that movie. He did it all by himself, no features. So that's why I got to put him at the top. Just like you do for J. Cole, I'm going to do it for Will Smith. He went the movie version of platinum with no features. Yeah.
For those listening, sometimes I look at the camera and it's not on no like scene from The Office. Can y'all believe this type stuff? It's just me thinking like, why did we decide to do this as a podcast? Because I mean, part of me wants people to see this, but I don't want nobody to be subject to thinking like this. Like people are gonna watch this and thinking like you is okay. Somebody's gonna
what have I said
you're gonna normalize thinking like this.
What have I said that's so wrong?
You don't form your opinions based on substantive stuff. You just think stuff and just go.
I go with my gut. And they say that's the strongest intuition one can have is your gut.
That's dumb. That's stupid.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and put that out.
You go out there.
That's stupid.
If you feel something going on around you, like, but you don't see it at the time, but something in your gut tell you, what you gonna do? You just gonna stay there and see if something gonna go wrong, or you gonna get out of there, Damani?
You're gonna be one of them dudes.
I go with my gut.
Talking about chakras and all that other crap. No disrespect to.
You're already disrespecting him.
Anyways, transitioning off of that, going to another opinion that I'm guessing is going to be pretty faulty. We received a message today from the birthday boy. It's not his birthday anymore, but we post this. But shout out to
your biggest hater, Chase.
Definitely my biggest hater.
I'm joking.
Aaron Chase Hayden.
You really hate him more than he hates you.
Not at all. No. I posted a picture of, a video of y'all arguing in the group chat. I think it's worse when you two argue when me and him argue.
Damani, for a good 3 weeks when you were talking with Chase, you would just attack him every single time. It wasn't
not true.
You wouldn't respond to what he was saying. You would just verbally, well, I guess textually attack him since it wouldn't be verbal.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's true. And
Damani, you wouldn't shout him out on here a couple weeks ago. You wouldn't say his name just because you were feuding with him for the previous week.
Feuding implies that it was a thing. It was just kind of a mosquito effect that he just, every time I looked at my phone, it was just some stupid stuff. But that's enough about that. Enough about that. He brought it to, no, actually I think it was Riley that sent it. We got on a tangent about Chase for no reason. But I think it was Riley that sent Steve Kerr. And I don't want to mess the quote up.
LeBron's the most scrutinized.
I don't think anybody has ever faced the type of daily scrutiny that LeBron has faced. Steve Kerr. And that's the quote, according to whatever this tweet source is. So go ahead and.
I 100% agree. 100% agree. We haven't seen anything like this. I wouldn't even say in NBA. He's getting the type of scrutiny the president of the United States get.
I think that's a massive overreaction. I think that's an exaggeration.
He's getting the type of scrutiny the president of the United States get, in which anything that he does. For example, I guess this wasn't last summer because we had a pandemic. So the summer before that, when he first went to LA, this man go to his son's basketball game. First of all, he got cameras on him at his son's basketball game. Also, Skip Bayless, Chris Broussard, who else? Stephen A. Smith. Every single media head that was out there were having running conversations on about him and his parenting, about how he was acting while watching his kids play. And not in a good way, for the most part, talking about he's doing too much. He shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing that. Have we ever seen that before? Go ahead.
So for those that scrutinize him, are you going to comment on the Nick Wrights that completely and totally? I don't think Nick Wright has ever said anything.
Yeah.
What?
When talking about 2011 finals.
No, that's a concession that you have to make in terms of saying, okay, you guys are kind of right about that. But I'm just talking about, has he ever come out and said anything that LeBron James has done has been just objectively bad?
Yeah, 2011.
No.
So when he makes a concession, when he talks something bad about it objectively, it's a concession, but...
Skip makes concessions about LeBron, though.
What?
I can't name one. Okay, well, I'll go to Stephen A. because I watch Stephen A.
Stephen A. a hater, too. Stephen A. is a hater. Stephen A. is a hater.
Stephen A. has his faults. Stephen A. has his faults.
I'm not a big Stephen A. fan at all.
I wouldn't say that I am either.
You are.
No.
You watch First Take over the other one.
Over Undisputed?
Yeah.
That's because I think that the Skip and Shannon dynamic is just weird. I really like Shannon Sharp, but I just think the two of them on one show is just weird.
And Stephen A. and Max Kellerman?
No, Stephen A. and Max Kellerman mesh really well. Really well.
The same one that said Andre Iguodala should be shooting the last shot.
Yeah, that was a wild take. They meshed really well.
I'm not watching no show like that. But yeah, let's wait.
But you'll watch Skip?
Yeah. I personally do not like Skip because I hate people that just hate for no reason. And that's what Skip Bayless is. He's a hater for no reason.
Okay. And I don't
well, actually, he's a hater for attention. I wouldn't say for no reason. He's a hater for attention.
I don't have a problem with that. But going back to what I said, I think that you as a LeBron fan tend to ignore I'd say just the blanket of support that LeBron gets, because I think there were just as many, maybe not just as many, but I think there were a lot of people saying, I love this. He's an involved black father. He's out here doing his thing. I love that him and Brian are connecting and stuff.
Why were they doing that? Because he was literally getting killed on the internet from all these other bigger media heads saying that he's doing too much. Nobody would have brought that up if Skip Bayless and the rest of them didn't ever say anything trying to criticize him about how he was attending his kids' basketball games. Is that true or is that false?
I'd say that that's false, because if you look at how they support other things he does, I'd say that the support probably got stronger when you saw that there was like a pushback against that support. And I'm not maybe it's a chicken and the egg situation if you're talking about which one came first. But I think that support exists regardless, because I see enough tweets that are supporting him, people in the media that are supporting him to know that his support is relatively consistent. So I'm saying that I believe that video would have come out and somebody would have said, this is great, regardless of how many people said this is a bad thing. But going to the actual question as regards to most scrutinized, this is what I say, and this is my concession to you.
I know. You got to concede on this.
This is my concession to you. I think if we look at what Bron deserves versus what he gets in terms of scrutiny, then maybe. And the reason I say maybe, in my experience, without a doubt, but I was not in the media sphere when Barkley, Rodman, Iverson, everybody like when they were playing back in the day. So I don't have a lot of perspective there. But in my experience, I say just deserve versus what he gets. For me, I'm okay with that.
Now, okay, my other question is, has he received the most scrutiny ever?
Received the most scrutiny? I don't think. I mean, you're gonna get a lot of people talking about like. Just think about Iverson. Just think about like the scandal.
Wait. So you're talking about a time when there wasn't even social media. So you're only getting maybe something on SportsCenter. That's going to be an hour long. Well, I guess the whole entire show is an hour long. And then you have a segment where they may talk about that for 10 to 15 minutes, maybe.
But in the age of social media, think about how fast stuff like disappears in terms of public attention. Because there's always something else to focus on.
My thing is, how much did you receive? Has anyone? Because that's only technically maybe a 10-minute segment a day.
It depends on
that they're just repeating over and over and over.
It depends on how you quantify that, Byron. Because if you're talking about like the amount of, let's just say that the amount of media attention is fixed, and I'm saying that if we were to look at the percentage that LeBron gets now, I'd say that it'd be lower than an Iverson, a Rodman, a Barkley at that time. But there are so many more media outlets that exist now that it's easier for that to proliferate multiple sources of.
Hey, Damani, they criticize this man about regular season games.
Yeah. They criticized Allen Iverson about practice, dog.
Because he didn't show up.
How many? Okay, and that's why why I went to undeserved. That's why I went to deserved versus undeserved. And I'm saying if we're looking at who was scrutinized the most and the conditions through which they were scrutinized, then Allen Iverson has to be scrutinized for the lesser offense. If we're talking about regular season games versus, and you act like they don't scrutinize players for underperforming in the regular season prior to LeBron James.
LeBron wasn't underperforming. They get mad at him for not making one shot in a regular season game. Huh?
Has it happened before? Are you saying that he's the first person to ever do that?
At this rate, nobody has ever had it like this.
Nobody has ever had it I'm okay with saying nobody has ever had it like this, Byron, because nobody has ever occupied a media environment like this while being the best player in the world. But if we're talking about just his star power and the amount of media attention that he's getting, I think it's very comparable to other eras, and you have to look at how much they were getting on other people. Like Barkley was Marshawn lynching the press and telling them, hey, I understand that I have to be here so that the NBA doesn't find me and all that other stuff. That's going to be heavy in the media rotation. If you have a feud with the press, then that's going to be something that gets a lot of media attention. I understand and there are several players that have done that.
LeBron James.
I can see how you got us mixed up.
LOL, that's funny. But LeBron James, you say that he was in those situations, they would be constantly in the media. No matter what what he does, whether it's tries to get media attention or doesn't try to get media attention, or just like literally living his everyday life, it will still be scrutinized on some type of sports platform or even things like just regular news, no matter what. Put it like this. He was actually became a villain in politics because of the shut up and dribble stuff.
Yeah, and do you think he's the first athlete to be vilified?
No, but I'm just saying
politically?
No. So this is what I'm saying. He's getting in the political sphere, as well as more than anybody we've ever seen in the sports sphere as well.
But that's because
so that is combined. So I'm saying he has to be the most scrutinized.
It depends
because Barkley wasn't scrutinized more.
If you're talking
when AI,
I would argue that if you're talking about how much like total media attention there's much more now. So I'm saying if you're just
so he has to be the most scrutinized. Well, if there's much more,
God.
If there's much more, he has to be the most scrutinized.
No, I said it depends on how you quantify it.
That's how I'm quantifying it.
But that's stupid. You understand why that's stupid to do?
Stupid?
Because if
more people are throwing stuff at me, and you're saying, okay, so put it like this: 100 people throw stuff at me. Of all those 100 people, let's say 4 out of the 10 hit me. Then you go back over there, 10 people over there, they throw stuff at you. Only, let's say, I wouldn't even say 5, but I'm gonna give you 5. 5 of those, 5 of the people, or 10 of the people, and they each hit you 5 times. Which one is worse? Which one is more? Are you gonna feel more damage from? The 100 that hit you 4 times, each one of them, or the 10 that hit you 5? Now, I really don't want.
You feel like that's comparable?
That's comparable.
You feel like that's comparable?
Look at social media. You have multiple big platforms now being Fox Sports. You have ESPN. You have Complex Sports growing, Bleacher Report.
And let me tell you why I think that's dumb. Because if ESPN is, I will make one large conglomerate and say, hypothetically, ESPN is the only thing. If ESPN is the only thing, and ESPN is devoting 50% of their attention to 50%.
Me. Well, I gave my example.
Round numbers, this is an example. Let's just say hypothetically, ESPN is the only thing, and they're devoting 50% of their attention to me. Then that means 50% of the sports media attention, regardless of how much there is, it's on me. It's on me. And we're not talking about 1950. We're talking about like times post the 80s. Where there's definitely a popular news media that gets things like in sports onto the minds of sports fans on a relatively normal basis. But you're talking about something where there is 1,000 sources and a lot of the attention is on him, but it disappears a lot quicker because there's so much to focus on. There's so much. There are 2-hour shows every morning about sports topics. You can't spend the whole time even if you talk about Brown once a day
and it's more than it's more than once a day.
If we talk about him once a day for 3 weeks, that's 20 minutes of a 2-hour segment.
Time out. Wait. Also, I gotta throw this in. Michael Jordan had The Last Dance. Mm-hmm. LeBron was criticized for commenting that was a great thing by Jordan. Well, just like doing live tweeting of The Last Dance. He was getting criticized for his tweets, Damani. His tweets. Is that taking it too far?
Is he the only athlete getting criticized for his tweets, Byron?
About The Last Dance?
That's what I said.
About The Last Dance.
Undeserved, I'll give it to you. But is he the only athlete getting criticized?
I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life.
You can argue that Rodman brought it on himself, Barkley brought it on himself. Heck, you can argue that KD brings it on himself.
Rodman was wilding.
Yeah, I'd argue to an extent that KD brings it on himself, but still,
KD be wilding.
Yeah, I'd still say if you're looking at like total scrutiny, there are some other examples that you have to say.
But, like, who has actually received more scrutiny?
I'm still of the school that KD. I still think KD.
What?
I still think.
How? KD. He don't even be in the media.
Oh, he does. For the last 4 or 5 years since the Warriors thing, yeah, they've been on him heavy.
No, it's just every once in a while when he'll try to say something about how he the best player, or someone try to bring up him being the best player.
They be on him for not brushing his hair. They be talking about the fact that he couldn't win without. Like he felt the need to create a burner account. Byron, you know how much money he has? And
wait. When he had the burner account, who was he responding to though? It wasn't people wasn't like the big media heads.
I know,
but he was responding to just everyday people like you and me.
I know, but look at.
Okay, so if we're talking about this, it's way worse on Bron then.
But I'm not comparing it.
You said arguably KD.
But that's not the comparison that I was making. I was making a point. I was talking about his need to do that.
And LeBron need to do it too. It sounds like.
No, LeBron don't have it like that. I don't think that. Excuse me. Can I please? I can't let you. Can I finish one point? I'm not talking about in terms of situation. I'm talking about in terms of mindset, Byron. I'm talking about in terms of mindset. He doesn't seem as bothered by other people's criticism as KD does, because it doesn't look like KD takes criticism well. But looking at that, just looking specifically at the need to create a burner account, I'm not saying that was the only level that it came from, but I'm saying that's a manifestation of a person who is being heavily scrutinized for their decisions. Wouldn't you say?
No.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
Damani, I low-key want to...
I'll bring stuff together just so nicely.
I don't know how to do this, but you go on Twitter, any random tweet. Mm-hmm. It don't even have to be a basketball-related tweet. Or like, it doesn't have to be like a LeBron James or a Laker-related tweet. It just can be something of, Drew Holiday locks up Aaron Gordon. You go into that tweet, it's gonna be little fraud, little 3-6. You just do.
That little 3-6 hurt you a little bit.
Nah, bro. Bro, it's just like you go under a tweet, you be trying to look for funny stuff, and that's all people do nowadays.
Oh Lord,
he got 4 though.
I know he does have 4.
But I ain't never seen nothing like that.
One with the Laker gang. Appreciate you for that, man.
I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life.
I agree, man. I'm saying undeserved.
Have you seen them tweets?
I have seen those tweets.
You be wanting to like him a little bit.
No, he on my team. The only thing that I say about Bron is that he's not in the GOAT conversation, he's not where y'all put him. That's what I say. I say that he is great. I never deny his greatness. I'm Team King James. I wear a jersey if you need me to. I ain't bought a jersey in so long. But
where he at on your list?
We're not doing that.
I'm not going to argue it today. I just want to know where you have him.
You know where he is.
I really don't.
You do know where he is.
What number?
He hasn't moved.
What number?
Every time we've had this
what?
conversation,
Can you just tell me the number? Behind Jordan and Kobe?
I mean, Kobe told us to stop arguing about it, but he's behind Jordan, and there's another guy there that. How old are you?
23 and some months.
No, I don't think that's how it works.
23 in about 12 months right now.
I think you're 24.
Hey, man.
That's what I think you are.
I'm not rolling, bro. Best to ever do it. Most points ever coming soon.
Yeah, but that don't mean he the best to ever do it. Like I said, I digress. We can get off that.
But hey, so let's talk about some real world stuff.
Okay. I thought we should have started with this because this is an interesting one for me.
Yeah.
So you're
let me.
No, this is the one that you got to start this one off because you in the arena.
No, I got a question first. What is code switching? Can you tell me what that is?
I mean, it's a broad term, but the way that we use it, I think it's adjusting your vernacular to fit the demographic that you find yourself in a given situation.
And when did you learn how to do that?
I don't think I ever learned how to do it. I just noticed I was doing it. And that's really all it was.
See, with me, like I realized like I would have slang, and then like my parents were like, "Hey, you shouldn't talk like that, this and that, blah blah blah." And then I realized, I guess I don't know what age, but like you find the areas in which it's appropriate or proper to use slang and who you can use slang with, and then situations where you're supposed to be more proper, where you can supposed to focus on enunciating and things like that. I guess. And then as you grow older, it's just like you just go back and forth pretty quick.
So how does that impact like identity though? Do you feel like you're suppressing yourself when you code switch?
I wouldn't say so. Because
let's just say that you're code switching to fit a lawyerly environment, and we know kind of the direction that your speech will take when you go with that. And I don't feel like I have much of a Southern accent. You do, you very much do.
It's fine, and
I'm just saying like you still have that accent, but you take the black out of it. When you in those situations, not all the way out, obviously, but I'm saying you take the black level from about a 90 down to a 10.
So what it is,
and I think that's interesting.
If you know what you want to say, there's multiple ways to say that. Is what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. And so like once you you get it under wraps. Well, I guess not wraps, but like. You know what you want to say, you figure out other ways to say it, and figure out which ways are proper and appropriate for these different circumstances. And you don't want, like, everyone to have, I guess, like, all this access to you. And I feel like with code switching, it's just like, it goes back to AAVE, in which that's like part of...
You got to tell everybody what that is. You know what it stands for?
Yeah, African American vernacular.
English
from the, whatever.
Yeah.
But... you don't let everybody in your culture, I guess. And so that's how I kind of see that. And so if I'm super duper relaxed around people, I just talk however I want to talk. I really don't key in on and focus on how I want to say things. I just say what I feel at the time. Mm-hmm. But then, like, when you're in these professional settings, you are more aware of how you come off to people, because you never know. You want to make sure that you're giving off a good impression as well as making other people comfortable. And sometimes if you
you said it. Yeah. So you out here trying to make.
Well, no, because to put it like this, if I talk,
I'm gonna leave you alone. Go ahead.
If I talk with AAVE, people won't understand everything. People that are like not very entrenched in that, they won't be able to understand everything that I may be saying. For example, if I said something like cat, will people understand that?
I don't understand it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not everybody understands like young slang and things like that is what I'm trying to get to. And so if you're talking in a whole bunch of slang and you're just going to continue to be stopped and like, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Instead of just speaking in a different way that both sides can understand is what it comes down to.
If we look at slang that's not AAVE, right? Do you think that that's kind of generally understood?
Like what?
Trying to think of a term.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm trying to think of a term that's not. Well, I just think that I'll say it like this. I think that certain slang terms get normalized and they kind of have a common element to them, especially in professional circles. Because if we talk about the slang that you hear and you kind of get familiar with from being around whatever professional environment you want to talk about, most of the slang terms that come to mind are not AAVE. If you catch my drift.
I don't catch your drift. You want to go ahead?
They're EAVE, European American Vernacular English.
Oh, I have no idea then.
So you're telling me that the entire
what do you mean?
The entire time that you have been in the law school,
European American Vernacular English.
I'm joking. That's
not I'm
talking about like white slang. I'll go ahead and say it. So those terms end up kind of being staples, and obviously not all of them. It's just like the thing that I compare it to is white hairstyles, right? So we know that the guise of professionalism has very much limited what is professional in terms of black hairstyles. And it's done so in terms of white hairstyles too. But the ways that ours has been limited is just, it's very much more, how do I say this? It's got a larger scope in limiting our hairstyles than it does white hairstyles. There's obviously things that you could do to white hair. Mohawk would be an example, and I'm not sure if that's. Let's just say, for example, that's
Danny
outlawed.
Green too old to be still having a mohawk.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
But
I'm saying if that's outlawed, then that's something that white people can do with their hair that is not appropriate based on the rules. Yeah. But those same rules often go outlaw dreadlocks, cornrows, afros, because they're not well kept or whatever the language is, when those are some of the hairstyles that require the most upkeep for us. Some of the hairstyles that display like
what they call like togetherness and neat.
Yeah, a real effort to do your hair. But I think that when you look at the slang terms that are used and what is made appropriate, what isn't made appropriate, I think it's very similar to the hairstyle situation, because you have some slang terms that are inappropriate, some that are not, but the ones that are not deemed inappropriate generally have a white tint to them. Would you agree with that?
You talking about
slang that is appropriate. I don't know why I said not inappropriate.
Okay.
That's it.
Slang. See, I've like actually been thinking right now. I don't know like any like, I guess, white slang off the top of my head. I know there's something out there. I can't think of it.
You know it if you heard it.
I don't know though. I don't think like what? Do you must be thinking of one at least.
I'm just thinking, like, think of if you saw you go to the golf course. Just think of something that you'd hear out there.
Hey, how's it going?
So white people use slang, bro. Just think of slang.
I don't know the slang, bro. Because the thing about it is, it's like English is based on what they created it to be. But like American English.
Slang that's persistent regardless of what culture that you're in.
Yeah, so
especially in relation to English.
So
that's the only one that I can talk about.
Also, I do also need to add this. I also like with everybody, like when I code switch, I don't only do it for just white people or anything like that. It's for people who you just like you aren't. I guess you don't know them super duper well at the time, or just like. You're trying to give off, I guess, just not like exposing everything that you are like the first time you've seen them for the most part. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, yeah.
But if, let's just say hypothetically, they're in an environment where the way that they talk is just, there's not a lot of revision that you have to do to get it from how you would talk at home to a professional context. I think there's a lot to be said about. So like
an environment that you trust.
No, I'm saying just like code switching it implies that you revise the way that you speak just to fit into a professional context. If there's a very little degree of revision that you have to do to get from one context to another, then there's a lot to be said about the maintenance of identity there. Just the general feeling of comfort that you have in those situations, and I think there's a lot to be.
But code switching is not hard at all. It's not. I promise, it's not.
It's something we get used to, though.
I've been able to do that since third grade.
Regardless of if it's hard or not, you have to look at the underlying like psychological effects that can have in terms of, do I feel like I belong here? How much of my identity is here, how much of it is there, and how that that dichotomy between my identity here and my identity there can pull you in different directions. Like it's a lot of stuff to unpack.
See, I haven't studied that at all, but it's just like doing it your whole life.
You wasn't in communication, bro. You don't know.
Of course,
you know nothing about that.
Because imagine in third grade when your teacher asks you a question, you answer it a certain way, but then as soon as you go to recess with your homeboys.
With my what?
Homeboy. What you mean?
Not my buds.
Anyway,
I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example. That's what I'm saying.
Buds and buddies not slang though.
What is it then, Byron?
Words in the dictionary.
Slang terms are in the dictionary. Black slang terms are in the dictionary. They just added.
Other than don't include swag.
So, okay, well, I mean, that's the easy one because you just said it out loud. That's easy.
Don't include swag.
Swag is in the dictionary, so it's
no longer slang then.
As soon as it's in the dictionary.
It's no longer slang.
That's stupid. That's a dumb way to think. You just have so many bad opinions, bro. Like, it's just, why? Why does that make sense to you? You know what slang means?
What slang mean?
Short language. Like, it's shortened language.
So, if it's, I guess, recognized language, it cannot be short anymore. So is et cetera, like etc. period, is that slang?
No, I wouldn't say that. That's slang.
Why?
Because
it's short language.
That's an abbreviation. There's a different name for those.
Nope, we not doing.
There's a different name for those.
Nope.
There's a different name for those. It's
last time you code switch?
Abbreviation.
You was up there getting your car stuff done, huh?
Yeah, I was about to say like 2 hours ago.
Can't even go a whole day without it.
It's not something that I speak differently based on who I'm with.
The environment you're in.
Yes. And I think a lot of people do that, but I just think that the fact that we in general, like obviously this is not an all black people thing, but to go from one context to the next, we have to somewhat suppress our patterns of speech. It speaks to a whole bunch of other stuff that not speaks to, but it ties in with a whole bunch of other stuff that we're dealing with in terms of trying to fit in to those contexts.
But even in both contexts though.
What do you mean?
So you code switch to go into like a professional setting, but then you go back to the regular setting. Some of this stuff that you have over here in this professional side, you still want to bring over there, but even though it technically doesn't fit, so you have to suppress some of that as well on that side.
You just confused me, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so put it like this. You said when you go to the professional setting, you suppress some of like your natural slang that you use. Mm-hmm. But then some of the language that you use from the professional side, you suppress that when you go to like just the general setting of.
I don't think you necessarily suppress that.
Put it like this. Sometimes when you chasing them get mad at you. Colton talking about why you using all these big words.
Mm-hmm. Because that's just the way I talk.
But sometimes you've held back on using those big words. So you're like, okay, I was about to say this, but I went this route.
But that doesn't have anything to do with
that's
professionalism.
Still suppressing some of that, though.
No, but that's catering to my audience in a different way. Because I'm not saying this word is not appropriate for like what we're talking about. You are saying. But I'm just trying to get to a point of understanding.
Yeah.
Because I know if I say certain words, Colton is literally just going to stop listening. That's why you code switch, though.
To get to a place of understanding.
No, it's not.
Why do you code switch?
I code switch because the environment calls for a certain degree of quote unquote professionalism that I'm not. Put it to you this way: I'm not going to not say apologize for the double negative cap around my peers professionally because I don't think that they'll understand it. I'm not going to say it because I don't know if it's going to be appropriate.
Your Honor, that is cap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's wrong with that?
You're not going to say that. There's no way that you're going to say that. You're not built like that. And I'm not blaming you for not being built like that because that's just not something that somebody in your position,
Bro, if you give it 30 years, somebody going to say that in the courtroom.
It'd be dope if they could. And that's the kind of point that I'm going. I think as we transition into this next phase, like we have brought consciousness to so many things, I think it'd be great if we looked at just organizationally at a professional level, just normalizing a lot more culturally. I don't think culturally neutral is the right way to say it because I don't know if you can be culturally neutral. I think culturally inclusive ways of doing things. And I don't know how you do that with speech, but I think it could.
Speech, it ain't happening, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how you do that.
Because the connotation of like speaking in slang, whether it be not ending a word that has ing and you change just to in, or something with er, you change it to an a. They still say, whether or not we like people understand, they were like, that is not appropriate because you're not enunciating is what they go to. Mm-hmm. That's never going away, bro.
I think that there are certain things that are acceptable. Like there are certain things that we accept as a society, and like just going back to the slang terms that I talked about. If I were to say, and buddies is not a great example because that's kind of no, but I'm trying to think of a good comparison here. But let's just say an acceptable white slang term at work in an organizational context versus an unacceptable pick a culture slang term, and why can't we bridge the gap there? Is my point.
Well, one thing is taught,
and I know why, but I'm just saying
taught at a super early age.
There should be an effort to try to do that.
That like black slang, if you're using black slang, that means you're not.
You're
smart.
ghetto.
Yeah, you're not smart or uneducated. Is what they would say early on. Like you're not enunciating. Why can't you enunciate? You must be stupid or this and that. Blah blah blah. But
just say ghetto.
Yeah.
Because that's the word.
They only be saying ghetto. They
not to us. They don't.
They try to stay away from ghetto and go into saying something along the line that you're not smart.
Yeah.
And if you're teaching people that at a young age.
But to say that it's ingrained is one thing, but to recognize it as problematic and try to whatever we could do as a society to alleviate it. That's what I'm talking about. I think that obviously it's a necessary part of life for all of us, and we know this. But being the critical thinker that I am, don't start. But I think that recognizing that we do it and understanding how it could have negative effects that kind of make us that further marginalize us to put it quite plainly. I think that it's worth thinking about at least.
I'm gonna have to look up some studies on that. 'Cause I've never looked at it. Just like I know I do it, and it seems effortless.
Look at you saying that you need to look at more stuff to have an opinion.
That's the one thing that I do. I'm not one of those people. If I don't have information regarding it, I don't have strong opinions on those.
You've done it this show. I
have strong opinions on those because I've actually done some type of research. My research was watching the movie.
Just scroll back 20. If y'all made it this far, just scroll back 20 minutes and watch him do exactly what he just said he does not do. But we have talked for a long time about little stuff, but I felt like it was a good little discussion today. Please don't hold his bad opinions against him. I promise you, as he gets older, I'm going to keep
not
working.
Bad opinions.
Try to get him to, maybe by 25, he'll be in a better space. I feel like I've worked with him and gotten him a little bit better since, you're 19th, but it's a long road. So just be patient with us.
But yeah, that's all I got.
We appreciate y'all for rocking with us, wherever you rocking with us. My man KT is playing us out. Show Thief, wherever you get your music. You should have heard of him already. Go check him out. And that's all we got, man. Peace. When that pressure get applied, is you gon' pass or you gon' shoot? I stood tall. When you make it through the struggle and the pain, do you get your umbrella off the chance that it might rain? I stood tall. Ooh, I stood tall. Ooh, I stood tall. Ooh, you could try to count me out, but you ain't gon' ever hold me down. When I see my people going through it, I put the blame on me. And I see my homie lose his mind, but I gave him his first taste of lean. I ain't gon' lie, that really hurt me, but I had to close the curtains. And one thing I learned on Lion King is everybody gotta eat. Never tell a party, let me get a whole piece. And nah, little homie, can't get that from me. You play football, you got a bright future, you supposed to see you on the TV. And I said, that's true, and I'm gon' do it, but I really gotta make something happen. And I probably could've asked my family for something, but instead I started hitting licks with daddy. I ain't gon' lie, that turned me to a savage. Really living life like a bandit. And then Murph told me, keep your head on, man, don't do nothing reckless. But now I'm older now, I'm a grown man. Go to church every Sunday, I'm a praying man. You ain't gonna never see me fall, I'm always standing. One thing I do is stick to the plan. When you make it through the struggle.